Hi, welcome. I know this isn't the usual game that I play this during the week, especially on Thursdays, but I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna use this game as kind of like an update, and I'm gonna kind of ramble. It's gonna probably be a little bit longer of a game, but not super long because I'm gonna replay the first chapter, and I'll explain to you after the beginning. So, I am absolutely obsessed with this game. I was never I had never even played or even heard of King Quest until this game came out last year. And when I saw the visuals, I was in love. I can't get over this game. This game is just amazing.
I had not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
So, the reason that I haven't uploaded Fail Mail is because
Those lost wishes weren't the treasure I was after.
Doppel ended up getting a new job, and we ended up having a friend over this week, which kind of ended up screwing up with our recording schedule because we kind of haven't been getting up.
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
We haven't been getting up until the afternoon, and he goes to work at 4:30. So that kind of makes it pretty hard. And I just figured, I'd do a little update video and replay the first chapter, just because I lost all of it when I had to redo my computer.
Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
I had to completely get a new computer, and I played this several times on stream. I pretty much know this game like the back of my hand. But like I was saying, I wasn't a huge King's Quest fan until this game because I had never even heard of it. And then I happened to see...
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
So, I ended up seeing a gameplay video of this, and I fell in love with the graphics. It is one of the most beautiful games.
Beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story?
Well, dragons are my favorite.
You want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to... My way to... Add a shinier hat to my collection.
I love this game. I just can't believe how good this game looks. I mean, look at this. Hand-painted backgrounds with slight animation. Oh, it's so good. But with having our friend over, and we didn't end up getting to bed until 8
So
o'clock
the
in the
missing
morning.
handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap.
Yeah, you go, Graham.
Then I used my cleverness to hide.
So it kind of thrown our sleep schedule off because we had been getting up at like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, getting up, which this ended up at last week. And then he was over again this
Luckily,
week.
that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow. At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers. I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
I don't get how
What did you use
missing a handle. But I love that. So, I mean, if I was allowed, I'd just pretty much ramble at how pretty this game was. Like, I love it. But they had come out with the second chapter, and I've not gotten
The
to
dragon's
play it.
chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall.
So I figured I would just replay this at least once, and then probably in my own time play it, because I would like to get all of the achievements and find all
After he
the
briefly
secrets.
basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
I keep stopping talking because I just love listening to this game. But with his new job, and he some days doesn't get home until midnight, and by then we really don't have any time to record, even though we're up all night, because we live in the tiniest little house in the world. And it just so happens that when my parents decided to split, I ended up with my mom. And she is the lightest sleeper in the world, and we live in the tiniest little house. Speed up. So we tend to end up waking her up, and she wakes up from the stupidest little things and blames it on us. But we end up not being able to record once she's home. So it's either we get ourselves back on a proper sleep schedule to where it is easy for us to record, or we just have
Whoever
to
designed
wait.
this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
But I am really excited to play this again. And a sweet moment ruins my comedy. Like I said, I've played this quite a bit. I just figured, you know, it's something I can kind of ramble over, but I guess I'm doing terrible at that. But story of this game is just so good. But yeah, that is honestly the problem, you know, that's happening with me and Doppel is...
The mirror called out to me.
We just are having so much trouble finding time to record. He can record at night because most of the stuff he does is without me. And if we could record in the same room, that would be nice. But unfortunately...
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast, and probably its owner, alive.
Gubby, what are you doing? Go lay down. I want to know what kind of steaks those are, because they're freaking huge. So I figured, you know, whenever I don't tend to not have time to record with Doppel, I'll figure I'll just play probably a chunk of this, and I'll probably play the second chapter on my own, and then once I figure that one out and I know what I'm doing on that one, I'll probably play it on here too. I'll just have to probably turn it down and just get better with recording while it plays, but I just love this game. Yeah, King's Quest is a story literally about this guy named Grant who is on like a never-ending quest to become king of this place. So the goal for Graham is to marry the daughter of the king so that he can become king himself, and or not marry the daughter. The guy doesn't have any kids, I don't think. No, he doesn't have any kids, so it's Graham's trying to prove himself worthy of becoming king. That's what it is. So right now, he's on the King's Quest, but this whole chapter of the game is actually about how he got into the position to become a royal guard so that he could become a king. Yeah, that's what it is. So at the end of this chapter, you actually get to make, not chapter, section of the chapter, you actually get to make your first decision on what's it gonna be. You know, are you going to go for strength, wisdom, or courage? Or is it strength? Yeah, it's strength, courage, and wisdom.
With a magic mirror safely in my possession, I dreamt of the Daventry I would be rewarded with.
Yeah.
And the kingdom it could become.
Yeah, his goal is to become the king of Daventry. He's from a different country. And Daventry has fallen into disrepair, and where you get to make your first decision.
In that split second, I had 3 choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Bravery to choose I, wisdom to defeat him, and kindness to free him. Graham grew up so much.
My hands were shaking and my arms could barely grip the rope, but with the last of my strength, I climbed out of the well and headed back to the castle. Ever since the magic mirror returned, its reflections have warned the kingdom of danger, kept our family safe, and it has exposed many troublesome crumbs tangled in my beard.
Yeah. King Edward was so proud that you returned his lost treasure that he made you king. Everyone knows that part. Now, can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures. All right, let's get back to the dragon.
Tell me everything. Like, why did you set the dragon free even though he was trying to eat you?
I set him free because, well, over the years I realized that the dragon was not the despicable, hideous beast Daventry had made him out to be. He was just a caged animal that was never shown any kindness. On that day, I forgave the dragon for his atrocious past.
You have such a bizarre way of making friends, Grandpa. I guess I do too. I'm known as Gwendolyn the Popular back home. But only to my stuffed bunnies.
I've always found it best to pursue friends where I can, though they don't always feel the same about me.
All right, you two. Grandpa needs to rest. Gwendolyn, it's way past your bedtime.
Sleep well, Grandpa. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
I don't need rest. I'm as spry as I've ever been, though I wouldn't mind a slice of magic fruit.
So the magic fruit, the panels on the walls, they're all from the original games. He faced a minotaur, he fought dragons, the magic fruit was something he had to get. This game is littered with references to the original games because this game isn't made by the people who originally made the games. This game was made with the permission.
Roar! Well, hello, cousin.
Guard!
I'm glad you're finally here. He's been asking about you for days. I had to sit through the same story 5 times.
We got here as fast as we could. And I like Grandpa's stories, especially the ones with dragons.
Ah, yes, the legendary beast that he set free. I don't know if he forgets I've heard that story before or he doesn't care, but he loves telling it to anyone that will listen. I'm pretty sure I heard the nursemaids telling his same jokes in the hall.
Have you heard anything the doctors are saying?
Yes, doctors, wizards, magic elves. Grandfather is fine, Gwendolyn. They all say the same thing. He's just old. He still has a few good years left. Look, we're all excited that your family made the trip, but there's no need to worry. You should get some rest. I'm sure you're scheduled for a full morning of Grandfather's hilarious ramblings.
Oh, I'm also scheduled for the tournament tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the fencing tournament. You'll love it. I'm, of course, favored to win and will make sure you have the very best seat to view my victory. The courtyard will be filled with important people and delicious hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'm actually competing in the tournament.
I had no idea we were hosting a junior tournament. That's incredible. In that case, I will gladly be there to cheer you on and eat delectable appetizers.
Nope, no junior tournament. I'll be squaring off against you.
I see. Well, perhaps this is the time to stop listening to stories and finally make some of your own. Good night, Gwendolyn. Sleep well.
So, like I was saying, this game was made with the permission and the honor from, like, the guys that originally made it. This is actually, as funny as it sounds, it's a fan-made game. In a sense, it is a huge fan-made game. The people who made this were, grew up with the original games and loved them, and they wanted to continue it and add into its rich lore and history. So they took what they loved about the old games and they gave it new life. And that's what I absolutely love about this game, is that this new King's Quest, even if you know nothing about the original King's Quest games, if you've never looked into them, if you've never read anything about them, it makes you want to learn the history. It makes you want to know what those tapestries stand for. It makes you want to look into the jokes. It makes you, laugh because you've, of course, you're going to get references because they have, of course, like, famous special voice actors who are part of this. I mean, it's obvious who one of them is. I mean, it's, of course, playing older Graham. It's the one and only from Back to the Future. Oh gosh. Oh, Christopher Lloyd. Oh my goodness. He plays older Graham, which is just incredible. And he just fits the part perfectly. And he makes the game just sound so much more. And then you have Wallace Shawn, who, if you've never seen Princess Bride, he's, everybody knows, inconceivable from Princess Bride. He's in here. They even make a joke to that. And they have, Tom Kenny, who's freaking SpongeBob, and he plays a merchant, and the one thing that I've learned about this merchant, you're gonna love to hate him. He just shows up, he's annoying, and you have to help him, and you do, and you're glad you helped him, but you're mad that you helped him because he's just kind of a jerk. There's also Loretta Devine, which she's one of those women where you know her voice. You hear her voice and you're like, I know this woman. I'm actually trying to look up something that she's been in that everybody would know. Which, of course, I'm having trouble because she's been in so many things. Yeah, the best thing I can do is, like, she's one of those women that as soon as you, like, hear her voice, you know it. That's what it is. She's one of those women, she's been in everything, and she's gonna keep being in everything. The fact that they have Christopher Lloyd playing older Graham, it's awesome. I don't know, I could just ramble about this, and I'm supposed to be giving an update, and I'm sorry, but that's what this game makes me do, is I'm just in awe of you know, a game that somebody puts so much passion into. Not that I don't think Notch didn't put passion into Minecraft. He did, but, you know, he, he didn't make Minecraft in honor of something that he grew up and loved his entire life. There wasn't like a Minecraft before where there are King's Quest before this. And, this is just what the power of, you know, determination and loving something that you do. Yeah. So, I don't know. Who knows? I might do another one of these on Saturday. I might not, but uh, this is going to be kind of my little thing on my own for right now. Until we get everything back is I'll probably just sit and ramble about King's Quest, even though you probably really don't want to hear what I have to say about King's Quest. And I'll just give you like slight little updates, but yeah, that's pretty much where it is, and things are going to change because as the months get drier and warmer, I'm going to have more work to do, so, we might even have to start changing how we're recording, when we're recording, just based off of, as work comes. Oh, I mean, I guess that's all for now. My biggest thing is, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll play a little bit of some games and kind of ramble about the games and ramble about, what's going on in my life, or maybe I'll just continue King's Quest. That's all I got for right now. So, bye, folks. Since Doppel always says that. I'll see you later. I hope you had fun.